Hello everyone, I'm your host Parth Patel with neweconomist.com. Today we have a really special guest with us. His name is Angelo Inos with Affinity Magnet. He's disrupting a really good industry. And today we're going to talk about what Affinity Magnet does and how they're disrupting the industry. So Angelo, thank you so much for joining us and giving us some content for New Economist.
Well,
so why don't you start with a little bit about yourself and then your company? What do you do?
Definitely. Well, I come from a film fintech background, and we've been developing film projects for some time now. But more film projects that are on a studio level, which require rebates, understanding franchise type of pictures, distribution, and through the traditional way of developing movie projects, we are trying to develop tokenizing the intellectual property to transition both from the traditional way of making movies to the blockchain now. How to facilitate production development, how to tokenize the intellectual property and create utility within that property, how to bring in pre-established audience members who love genres, let's say for example, spaghetti westerns or action type of movies. We're looking to build an ecosystem of our audience, which in turn can help to facilitate production development, where we issue an NFT for sale to develop single purpose vehicles. So for example, if we have a budget of $10 million for a project, we will issue certain amount of NFTs to facilitate the budget, and then once we lock in that budget for that project, all those members are privy to.
They are partners now.
Yes, they are partners. They're involved all the way through the development of the production. They get real-time, up-to-date feeds on what's happening in the back end. They get access to merchandising. They get access to revenue share. And then we ultimately take it from that all the way into the metaverse, where we create a digital studio within the metaverse, and then create a studio in essence with multiple floors, where we can discuss merchandising, ancillary, gaming, how our members of our ecosystem possibly interact with the movie. There's so much more. I mean,
awesome.
It's endless what we can actually develop right now.
So now with Affinity Magnet, normal people like me and you or anyone in the world can become a producer of a movie. They can become a partner. They can literally see the whole journey from day one, planning stage to organizing, connecting, finances, every single thing will be open. And they can also become a part of the movie. And when it releases, they can watch the movie, they can buy merchandise, and that will be a metaverse. So basically, just imagine a movie like Spider-Man or something, right? Now there will be a community of that specific movie. They can interact with each other in that metaverse studio. That's a really smart concept.
Yes, and not only that, we help to also, through the old traditional way of making movies, there's errors and omissions insurance, there are completion bonds, there are multiple contracts. What we're trying to do is incorporate everything within a smart contract to ensure people get paid both above the line, below the line, production costs, how those tokens are distributed, how distribution also works, with this new tokenization of intellectual property, whether it's direct video on demand or whether it's through traditional routes of distribution.
Awesome.
And not only that, we audience members pay for these tickets to come and view the movie. Imagine you owned, you bought the ticket early, you helped to facilitate the development of the project. In essence, any profits derived within that single purpose vehicle, those token holders, in essence, they share.
They are entitled.
Yes, they're entitled, and we want to incentivize it, because anyone that views our content, we want to incentivize them. They are viewing our content and helping us facilitate development and keep them in the loop with special unlocked content of what's happening behind the scenes, little snippets with what's happening with certain actors, maybe meet and interact with those actors. Both, essentially the long game is getting it from the NFT and then into the metaverse. So that's the long game for us. So essentially we're still navigating through this as to which way we're going to roll this out in the metaverse. There's, it's unlimited what we can develop. So
That's
pretty
awesome.
excited about that. Yeah.
So that's great. Now normal people can become a partner.
Yes.
They can get involved in a small community with like-minded people. They can communicate, discuss ideas, and also give you guys feedback on what do you want to see in next season or next
Yes.
episode or
Yes.
next movie, right?
Definitely.
That's
And
really
I think major movies, 90-minute feature films these days, and we're also looking at sort of micro type of content where we can develop, shorter type projects. I understand condensing, let's say a 3-act structure, 90-minute film project, condensing it to a 7-minute type of feature, which really, we follow the character from like a first, second, and third act. Generally, the way a normal production is developed, or a script rather, we try to do that in a smaller version, only because of how people view content now. How 90 minutes is such a long time,
yeah.
and we can also produce these micro type of series where in 10 minutes we could have a five-part series at 2 minutes each,
Yep.
for example, which feeds
Like how Facebook now just created $1 billion fund to give it to a micro influencers who create short clips,
Beautiful.
short videos, right?
Yes.
And I do watch one of the really big influencers, Nash Daly.
Yes.
He creates 1 minute video, which is in 1 minute he explains the whole concept, and like that's 1 minute. See you tomorrow.
Yes.
So that's a great concept.
Yes. And also I think incentivizing the way, the old traditional way of producing projects, we are taking, along the lines, we're working along the lines of the studio level type of studio NFT pass. That's what we're developing. And that studio pass really encapsulates the essence of the movie making process, but also incentivizes those who get in early, how we also give back. So this is a true ecosystem where we help and encourage those to be a part of it, and in turn they continue to perpetuate and broaden adoption because they themselves have a vested interest in our NFT, and I think that helps to promote. And look, this is about building solid, robust platforms in order to ensure content that is developed on the regular through some type of factory manufacturing plant. We conceptualize the ideas, we put them on this conveyor belt through our studio system, and then spit out content, and along the way bring in people that love this type of projects, film genre, whether it's action, whether it's comedy, whether it's drama.
That's great. So basically learning from the community and providing the content that the community is looking for. That's a great way.
Correct.
Now, if we say, where do we see the future, means in next 2, 3, 5 years, where do you see Affinity Magnet is going from today, which is almost planning is completed, and we are working already on the back end project, software development and everything else.
Yes.
So where do you see the business is going from, the company going from today, from now to 3 years and then 5 years?
Well, we see it. I think as you know, when you're sort of pioneering new technologies, and as I said before, we're building the Autobahn as we're driving on it at 200 miles per hour. So there is a transition from both the traditional way of doing things into the blockchain, and it's 3 years where we would like to be, 5 years where we would like to be. In essence, over the next 5 years, essentially transitioning from the traditional way of doing things into the metaverse, but still having the physical aspect to it, where we can have premieres both in the metaverse and in land space, physical spaces as well. So where we see it is essentially we create the idea, we put it in our ecosystem. Our ecosystem can help to formulate the model, what they like, what they dislike, and essentially within the metaverse they could change things, be a part of things. They could change the characters or manipulate the characters or change the movie if they wanted to. They could understand more of the characters. They can put themselves into the characters. It's unlimited what we can do. We're not as clear as to where we know where we want to be in the next 10 years, and we do believe this is going to change the game. This is the new paradigm, and in order for us to have a vision, and we can meet that vision in the next 5 to 10 years. But there's still a lot of teething problems. We're still learning a lot, and the development behind, building a metaverse for this particular project is extremely complicated. And I think we have also a responsibility to help educate and help people navigate, their onboarding to the metaverse and stuff like that. Where
Awesome.
we are at the moment. So in
That's
10
awesome.
years, I think we're going to be leaders in this space.
I believe in it.
Yes.
Because especially media, metaverse, and NFT.
Yes.
When you hear these three things together,
Yes.
you can imagine it.
Yes.
Watching a
of course.
movie and being in the metaverse, like you're almost on the stage
Yes,
and
definitely.
talking to characters and actors and actresses, right?
Yes.
Being in the same group of people and giving your input. Personally, I would like to be in there because I would like to see a movie that I can imagine. The regular traditional ways,
Yes.
a couple media moguls will invest some money,
Yes.
produce a movie, distribute it to regular theaters, or maybe an OTT platform, which I'm sure that you might have a plan to launch the own OTT platform
Yes, we do.
within Affinity Media.
Definitely.
And then we'll go from there, like, hey, Affinity is launching an OTT. If you buy a token, you got an access to it. That's the only way to watch a movie.
That's right.
That's awesome.
That's right.
And also, I believe that we also going to do some merchandising and licensing. Everything will be through the blockchain. Is that
Yes,
right?
Merchandising, licensing, soundtrack. I mean, all profits derived from the intellectual property. That's what we're trying to allow those NFT holders access to across the board. So merchandising, all the back-end ancillary type of stuff. So I think merchandising and to gamify everything allows those NFT holders and members to have access.
So I have two last questions for you. So the first question is,
Yes.
what do you want to share with our audience that, who wants to start in blockchain, who is working in a blockchain? We have some investors who are looking at it, right?
Yes.
So what do you want to share as a blockchain company founder? What do you want to share with the audience? How can we start? How can someone from the home can start and disrupt any industry in the world?
Yeah, so well, I think it comes, first of all, you need a well thought out idea. You need to understand the barriers to entry. You need to be educated and get educated. There is a bit of a learning curve. Understand the fundamentals of blockchain, understand the fundamentals of security, understand the sentiment with regards to crypto. There's a lot of fraudulent activity. And I think if you want to start and get involved in blockchain, be real. Be the person or the entrepreneur that has a concept that could create change, that could disrupt, that can create paradigms that will be received within the blockchain crypto community as something robust, something different, not just a hit and run rug pull type of situation. Everybody, this is a bit of a gold rush time, and I think we must understand, we are whoever joins this industry, this space, you have to add value, bring value. This is how we grow collectively as a community, as an ecosystem, and how each project contributes to the broadening of a highly robust paradigm of which everyone's contributing to this shift from traditional way of doing things on the blockchain and how they can help. And I think knowing how to navigate, bringing in the best people, being educated, and also you on board a responsibility where we too have to educate people to get over and above this learning curve, whether it's from understanding wallet integration, whether it's understanding the tokenomics of what they're doing, the utility, how they're structuring it, the issuance, the jurisdiction, the regulatory landscape, and how to navigate that. Try to understand what works best for you, how to then communicate this to investors, how to clearly identify with fluency in the things that you do. And fluency is the key indicator to anybody listening to someone in this space. And I think if you're not fluent, this is perfectly fine, but learn about fluency, because passion, conviction, this is key authenticity. And for us, there's a lot of fraudulent activity happening right now. And for us, we have to navigate this fraudulent activity to ensure that we remain robust and true to what we are doing. And I think in turn, that will resonate well with the true investors looking to invest in key projects where they believe, you know what, these guys are onto something, they're doing something great, we want to back this. And even I'm learning every single day. We don't know everything, and I love learning about this. I love learning every day because there's so much we need to understand. I mean, there's so many moving parts. So it is a little bit scary for anybody getting into the space, but I think once you get in, you're going to meet people that will embrace you and what you're doing if you are legitimate, if you have something that you can offer as far as value to the broader community of blockchain and crypto. I think it's key. It's key. Yeah,
that's awesome. Yeah, definitely. So, Angelo, I want to thank you for giving this valuable lessons to our blockchain community.
You're welcome.
Thank you
mate.
for joining neweconomist.com.
Thank you very
much.
much.
Is there anything else you want to talk about? Anything inside that you want to share with our community?
I think in essence, we going back to land space as well, and I think partnering with land space, also having the physical space to complement what we also do. Land space in Davos also is the physical space where people come to explore, new innovation, new technology, meet and network people, and also the way we develop in the metaverse, but also NFTs and blockchain, then also have physical spaces where we can talk and interact face to face. So it's a sort of hybrid between both worlds still. So all I can say is best of luck to anybody trying to get into the space, and awesome. be true to your project and to the people around you, and I think that's key to anybody's success.
That's the key to success.
Yes,
definitely.
Yes.
And by the way, because you mentioned land space,
yes,
I'm gonna reach out to Land and ask her personally if she can do a small interview with us and let all of our audience know what is land space is about, and how land space can help you out to build your dreams in blockchain and NFT.
Yes, 100%.
Once again, thank you so much, and we all are gonna see the great future, and we would love to see the disruption that you make in the television media industry with the blockchain and NFT. Once again, thank you so much for joining.